Welcome to my third devlog for Zombie Barrel Blast. Before getting started, I have to tell you I've never actually done a devlog before, except for the previous 2 episodes, so I'm experimenting with the format of these. For this third entry, I decided to use a more structured approach, writing a full script in advance. So without further ado, here we go. Today, we're going to cover 2 things. First, I'm going to show you how I came up with the original concept for Zombie Barrel Blast. Then, we're going to take a look at some of the graphical enhancements that I've made to the game since the last update. I originally came up with the idea for Zombie Barrel Blast sort of by accident while doing some testing on platformer mechanics. At the time, I wanted to see if I could recreate some of the mechanics from the Donkey Kong Country games from the Super Nintendo, some of my favorite games from that console. The very first thing I attempted to recreate was the barrel blasting aspect of the game. I used a zombie as a placeholder asset, and when I successfully made a zombie land in one barrel and launch out of it, I added another barrel, and then another, and another. My plans to recreate the original game's mechanics in Unity were soon put on hold as I was having so much fun launching zombies out of barrels. At this point, I could have changed the player sprite from a zombie to something else, but it was oddly fun to watch and launch brainless zombies blasting out of barrels. Plus, I've always been a huge fan of the Walking Dead series anyway, so zombies are kind of my thing. The icing on the cake was when I had my dad and my fiance's dad each try the game together on my laptop. Her dad didn't speak any English, but our dads took turns and bonded over playing the game together, laughing every time the zombie bonked its head into a wall. At that point, the concept was sealed. The game would retain its jungle-like atmosphere from the original Donkey Kong series, plus its barrel blasting game mechanics. But we wouldn't be launching monkeys. We would be launching zombies from barrels. The game was officially born. For the longest time, I was satisfied with the game the way it looked graphically. Until recently, I hadn't planned on changing anything. That was, until I started subscribing to more game developer Facebook and Reddit groups and seeing what other developers were doing with their games. Zombie Barrel Blast is supposed to take place in a jungle. I realized there was a lot more that I could do visually. A simple change I have recently implemented is adding extra layers of depth into the game. In the previous version, I didn't have all of these extra trees and foliage in the background. It looked okay, but it looked more like the game was taking place in a mountain setting rather than a jungle one. A simple but highly effective change was adding extra layers of trees and making them parallax properly. If we go behind the scenes, you can clearly see how all of these individual layers can easily be added or moved around to create an illusion of depth. I really want Zombie Barrel Blast to have a jungle feel to it, so this is definitely a step in the right direction. Something else that was added was particle effects in the form of these greenish dots floating around, as well as all of the falling leaves. The dots were created using the default particle in Unity, and doing that was easy enough. The leaves were a little more complicated. I couldn't find a particle in the shape of a leaf, so I had to learn how to design my own. It turns out the process wasn't all that complicated. All I had to do was take a photo of a leaf, bring it into Photoshop, overlay it in white, and make sure the background was transparent. From there, adding it into Unity and setting it as the particle type for the leaves was easy enough. All that was left was to play around with the settings until I was happy with the effect of the leaves falling. Finally, I added some 2D lighting into the game. Right now you can't see too much of it because the game only has a daytime scene, but you can see a couple of beams of light shining down through the level. I've never experimented with lighting before in Unity, so I'm honestly not sure of how I can use it to its full potential yet. But I do know that if I want to add perhaps an afternoon, evening, or a night level to the game, lighting is going to play a much bigger role in making it look really cool. Hey everyone, thanks for watching my third devlog entry. I'm Jonathan, the creator of Zombie Barrel Blast and the founder of Wild Cockatiel Games. If you're interested in learning more about this game, please make sure you subscribe to this channel, and also check the link below the video description. I'll have a link to a sign-up form on there where you can enter your email address and be notified the moment the game is released. And also, I've started a Discord channel, so I'm starting to put the link in there too, and you can just communicate, stay in touch, and we'll see what goes on in there. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.